Hi everyone, in this short video I'm going to be talking about Earth and is it a simulation or not. So the short answer is this a computer simulation? No, this is not a computer simulation. We live in a world that is a physical world in the third dimension, and there are other dimensional planes which you go to when you die. And those planes include heaven, those planes include hell, those planes include the new heaven and hell, and those planes include something called Purgatory, which is where you see many ghosts and many demons are also entering into that realm as well. But for the most part, we all live in something called the physical world, which is a third dimensional reality that we live in. Now with AI and stuff that's being created, we'll see what happens when that comes. Maybe they'll be able to create a computer simulation. But this is not a computer simulation. And I just want you to know that this is a real world that we all live and die in. And when you die, you go to other dimensional planes which exist, like heaven, hell, and purgatory. Now, my own personal take on things when I talk to people about this world, I often bring up The Matrix. And if you've seen The Matrix or you heard about The Matrix, it's a movie and they've also developed video games where people live in an alternate reality that they're connected into by something. Um, and people can be pulled out of this system. Now, I often refer to people who I talk to who I can communicate spirits through, especially if God or Mary takes over my body, that this world is kind of like a simulation. In that sense, when you die, you get unplugged. Or if you're like me, I died and I came back to life, so I was briefly unplugged. And now I know all these things about the next life. So, in a way, it's kind of like the Matrix in that. I had mentioned in my video when I died and a spirit came out of my body, it was the spirit of the mother of my HR manager. I ended the conversation by thinking of a payphone, and when they hang up the payphone or when they pick it up, they exit the world. But I was just telling her to hurry it up and leave. And so your thoughts are very powerful, and that was effective at getting what I wanted done. And when it comes to other things, like I mentioned in my videos, that God and Satan can talk to you in certain ways. And one of those ways is God does it through the Holy Spirit. So God can manifest in one of your friends or family or relatives or close person or even a stranger, and he can say something. He can make the person say something that you needed to hear, and that's done through the power of the Holy Spirit. Now Satan also has that power, and Lucifer, and they can enter people's bodies and they can kind of be like Agent Smith, right? Where they take over the person's body, they're possessing them. And they can say and do things that you also can needed to hear, and if you're following those messages or not. And sometimes it can be unclear whether you're getting a message from God or a message from Satan or the devil or some other demon, because I've seen at least one demon, and I can make a separate video on that one. But the point is, this isn't a simulation. I can try to relate to people and try to tell people things about what I know about heaven and hell and the next life and purgatory and all that stuff, and I'll use the Matrix as a reference point, but this is not a simulation. So I hope I was able to answer that question, and if anybody else has questions for me, they can leave them down in the comments below. But that's all I had to say about this topic. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.